guys, people were asking us about this P. Diddy thing, what we think, and it was like a dozen of you doing that. So when it gets to a dozen, I started to think, well, we should probably say something about it. What was the charges? The charge of racketeering, sex trafficking, or something like that. I think transporting for prostitution or something.
Charged for being a gross person.
Yeah.
I mean, this was like, who didn't know that? See, this is the thing. It's like how I feel about this. And I'll talk about it because you guys want to talk about it. I just think that it's just like Jeffrey Epstein. I think they want what's in his house.
Yeah. I don't think, the first time when I heard about this, I thought, well, okay, so I don't think they care about Puff Daddy or P. Diddy or whatever he's calling himself these days. I don't think they care about that. I think they need to know what's in his home.
His videotape.
I think they want the bigger fish.
Yeah. He had videotapes and he wrote stuff down and stuff. I think his wife, the one that died, the one she actually was writing a book about him, and then she died.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of things going on there, but I think this is, I don't think they care about him. And while people think that Sean Combs is the big fish, you're absolutely wrong. He's not the big fish. They're wanting whatever they can get their hands on his home, documentation, things like that. Because I think that there's going to be, we all know that his dealings with people went from entertainment on to political. So he was in that, he had those people in his world. So I'm sure this is bigger than just him having sex parties.
He did what Jeffrey Epstein did. He videotaped things to keep himself safe.
And now they want his list.
And this is what a lot of people do when they're around deceptive people. They videotape things and keep files. Yeah. So in case someone tries to take their life, they have that. Like, I mean, Julian Assange, actually, people think he does actually have more information. If anything happens to him, someone can push a button and expose him. That's probably why he's still living.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they don't know where it is.
Yeah.
But just like Jeffrey Epstein and what's his name? P. Diddy, Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein. These people have been doing this for years, and it's been an open secret that everybody's been saying is open secret for years. So they've been helping these people stay out of jail for years. So now why all of a sudden would they be coming down on all these men? And the reason why they are is because those men did something wrong within the little club that we're not a part of. Like what happened with Ellen DeGeneres. She's also been known for being a crappy, a person to work with for years. But now, why would that happen to her? It's because in the realm of the private club that we're all not a part of, they did something to upset their apple cart, and now they want to take them down. They don't care. They're not going to help. They're not going to care if some girl, goes to the cops. They're going to help her.
Well, now I know they have they have other celebrities that are talking against Sean Combs about what they know about other celebrities. Celebrities are talking about celebrities. Okay, so when we did the Cat Williams video, we did about that whole Cat Williams and Shannon Sharp video, right? We did that a while back. We got dragged. I'm telling you, Kara and I, for that video, those comments, we got dragged in that video because we felt, as I feel in this situation, that he didn't expose anyone. Okay, it's the same situation here. All the celebrities coming out talking about the celebrities at the P. Diddy party and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, look, the people that really matter are the ones that are the executives, the PR people, the directors, all of these people who are,
part of the small circle that we're not part of.
The behind the scenes people that are pulling the strings. These are the people that need to be exposed, but no one's saying their name. No one's talking about the executive's exact name. Besides Harvey Weinstein, there really isn't a lot they've been talking about. I think that Nickelodeon thing came out, they talked about that guy. But there's a ring of these people. And it would have to, at this point, be obvious.
But it's not just going on. And I think that world leaders.
Right. And so I think that the reason I don't care about the celebrity part of it is because it's just you're not exposing anyone. You're just.
All Cat Williams did to me was embarrass people.
Right.
And I'm sure if they did, it embarrass him too. You know what I mean? But just like Corey Feldman said, they want him dead because he was about to talk about people we don't see.
Right.
And they wanted him dead. And you notice Corey Feldman has stopped.
Yeah.
And because there is a certain level that they are not allowed to touch. And you'll find Jay-Z in that area. You'll find Beyonce in that area. All the A-listers, Julia Roberts, all of them. I don't care who they are. Julia Roberts. I mean, I was watching Damon Wilson that played in Sanford and Son. And he did an interview, like an hour interview with some guy that I'd never seen before. And he was just like, he said some of the A-list celebrities. He said, not some, all. All.
A part of
That's why I left. And I think he's like a minister now. I mean, he was just like, here's why I left. He was just like, after Sanford, I was really quite done. He was just like, but it's all, you don't get to a certain level in Hollywood where that's why they call them A-list stars and B-list stars. When you get to a certain trope, like an A-list, then you are in an area that, when you're in the Oprah circle, then now you are part of an area that you can't talk like normal. You're not allowed to talk to certain people. You know, they do humanitarian things in the open and they do deceptive things behind your back.
Well,
you know what I mean? So it's not shocking to me when I hear people say that Disney is gross or Nickelodeon is disgusting, or or you find some celebrity, hey, can you believe Oprah was, or is it Chris Tucker was on Epstein's Epstein's plane. I'm not shocked at that, because of course you don't get to a certain point of, like Kamala Harris, you don't get to a certain part or level where, with that kind of group of people, where you're hanging out with, princes and royalty. I mean, when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, you just fly over to some royal palace.
I think it was Dubai.
It was Dubai. For a royal palace, that shows you that he, Will Smith is in that group.
But when it comes to this whole Sean Combs thing, I'm not surprised. There's a lot of people who profited off of the exploitation of themselves.
Don't feel sorry
Cassie. There's a lot of people who profited. They're still profiting off of exploiting themselves, being willing to be exploited, but then coming back later, right now, and saying, "Oh, I'm so glad he's caught."
Me too.
Right. But it's like, but you were part of it. And so if you're telling me, that some of the stuff is talking about some really major things that does turn my stomach, like child trafficking and stuff. And so when I hear stuff like that, all I can think is, okay, so you were privy to this information, right? And you're still going to his parties. You're still, taking the record deals. You're still doing this. You're still not saying anything. That's another thing. You're just not saying anything. So the people who were around him, so like that, like they feel bad for, oh my gosh, he was put through this and that and the other. Yeah, I don't want anybody to be put through, anything bad. But I also don't believe in sticking with people who are doing bad things, and just not saying anything, doing anything, and just going with it. Then when he gets caught, all of a sudden we're like, oh, we're spilling the tea. That's not a thing.
It's boring.
So when I look at this whole situation, all I can think is they don't care about Sean Combs, and people who think that they care about him, it's not what it is. They want what he has. There's something that he has that they want. So as like Kara was saying, the same thing with Epstein. They can care less about Jeffrey Epstein. What they want is that log. They want that book of the people, probably political people. I'm sure it's political people. That this is usually always based around politics.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Speculation.
That's what I'm saying. If Will Smith can go to Dubai and hang out with the royalty, then Sean Combs can do it too. Right. So that means that there are probably people, just like on Epstein's list, there are probably people like Harvey Weinstein.
Right.
That's probably why he's sitting in jail.
Right.
These people have been protected for all this time.
Yeah.
So why all of a sudden? I mean, everybody had been saying things about Harvey Weinstein for years. And Oprah was standing next to him. They were all doing it. And so to me, like even with Cat Williams, if you saw anything weird, that means that you made yourself privy to something. You don't want to talk about kids trafficking.
Yeah.
But you do want to talk about, Ludacris.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care about Ludacris. I care about trafficking. Yeah. But you don't want to talk about that because, that might end your career or your life.
Yeah.
But the truth is that right after Cat Williams did that, he had a stand-up.
Yeah.
He was promoting himself.
Yeah, so
by pulling everybody down. Is it true? Probably.
Yeah.
But who cares? People have been talking about this for so long that I didn't even see why that many views for Shannon Sharpe. Now Shannon Sharpe has here's Shannon Sharpe now having sex.
I know. I heard about that.
He accidentally touched it, and because everybody thinks he's gay. And so now he's having sex with a woman on accidentally videotaped himself on was it
live?
TikTok or
IG live.
IG. I didn't know, and he's just trying to make people think that he's straight. And I'm just thinking to myself, these people are so calculating and so fake.
It's not that I don't care about the severity of the charges. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I can separate that. The severity of the charges is not good. All right? I mean, we're talking about some really deep, kind of like disturbing, alleged things that might be happening there. And I'm sure these things happened because of this industry is pretty bad. That the entertainment industry is like the devil.
Do you imagine
right?
that list actually came out though?
Yeah.
Do you know the takedown of how many celebrities?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
This
not
is
just
why-
celebrities, but
yeah.
just celebrities. Just say celebrities alone. The takedown of how many celebrities will be taken down. They would never allow. We are never ever going to know.
We never know.
We're never going to know. All this stuff that people always say, this conspiracy thing, 'cause that's what they call this. What we're talking about right now is
Yeah.
just conspiracy because we don't have any evidence.
Yeah.
But everybody thinks sort of the way we're
This is
thinking
all
right now.
alleged
It's all
speculation.
BS. You know what I mean?
Speculation, yeah.
But
Still,
we're never going to really know what happens. They're never ever going to get exposed because that exposing will expose everybody from here to Kingdom Come.
So-
that makes a lot of money.
So what they do, instead of giving us the real story, they throw Sean Combs up in, probably I'm sure rightfully so, because he seems to be a disgusting person, even on camera. He is. So, but they throw that up in front of our face for the distraction. They're trying to get something else. That's my thoughts on it. I don't
now he's on
think
suicide watch.
Yeah. And so him getting arrested, I'm sure it should have happened. I don't know what he did. It's all alleged. He's fighting it, whatever. But I feel like when I see something so grand like this, that's something that is covered all through the media, we're talking about it, I start to just look at everything else besides Sean Combs being in jail. Right? I'm looking at like this takedown. Like there's no way that someone at his level would just be getting taken down like this for no reason at all. There's other things that I think that they want, and they don't give a damn about him.
And the reason
right?
why we got dragged on that Cat Williams show is because mostly black people watch that, because we put Cat Williams on the thing, and so all black people got attracted to that. Black folks, we believe anything as, we love the tea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the truth is that everything he was saying, I've heard for years.
Years.
He said, I wish I could have got my 2 hours back because I thought we're going to do a show on it. And I thought, well, we should probably,
because people are wanting
50,000 or 50 million views on that. And all I could think is, for what? Why are we watching this? He did not expose anybody. He exposed a bunch of grubby, tacky, greedy celebrities. That's what he did. But he didn't talk about the people he knows are throwing those parties.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I don't think it's ever going to be taken down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The people who really run this country, really run this country. The
Yeah.
people who really run this world.
This is shadow.
Those people are never, ever, the Rothschilds, these people are never, ever going to let that truth ever come out. Whatever child trafficking stuff they've got going on, which they do, we're never going to really know, and we're never going to find it. I really pray every day that children, I hate that. I hate to know that and know that
they're pawns.
That they're right.
Yeah, they're just
that these kids are going to be, treated horribly underground, and we're
Yeah.
never really going to know.
Yeah.
That sickens me. But we've got some sick people running the world and running our minds too. I mean, it's called television programming for a reason.
Yeah.
They're programming you. And now they're doing it in schools, and when you go to some churches are doing it, and everywhere you go, social media, everywhere. But if you're not able to step out of the realm, this is why black conservatives get so much flack from black people a lot of times, is because we step out of the box we're supposed to design, that's designed for us to believe.
Yeah.
And the instant you don't do that, just like when we talk about Cat Williams, we didn't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, and black people got mad at us because I just don't believe everything I hear.
Well, yeah, and then also it just seemed pretty obvious to me. I just thought, well, didn't y'all already know this? Didn't you already know they were doing stuff? So
I question things. That's my problem.
Yeah, I do too.
Maybe that's a burden for me and Danielle and most people that think like us, is that I question everything. I don't just believe everything that's told to me all the time. I want to know. I want to look it up. I want to find out. I want to see how people answer things.
Yeah. But if some of these people were willing participants and not children, but if some of these people in Sean Combs' world were willing participants in his world, and they were fine with that, or they weren't fine with it and said nothing, did nothing, then I don't feel sorry for you either.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for you either, because if you saw something, see something, say something. If you don't say anything, that means you're just trying to make sure you keep your seat at the table, instead of trying to actually help people. And heaven forbid, if anyone saw anything with children, you are dead to me.
You are not.
Because when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, no. So if he was involved in anything like that, I know there's alleged things happening where people are saying he's involved. I do not know that. This is all speculation, but I'm just saying that the entertainment industry is devilish, is demonic. And if you get too heavy into that world, you can kind of get engulfed in these stories and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's the idea that a Taylor Swift. I mean, just think about it. The idea that they can tell someone like Beyonce or Taylor Swift or Oprah to tell you who to vote for, and then you actually consider it because they said so.
Yeah,
makes you realize how they shrunk our minds to not do critical thinking.
Yeah. If this situation develops into something larger and it's something more interesting happens within it, and it's prevalent or something then we'll talk about it. But I feel like, y'all, this is really giving me distraction vibes.
I mean, are we really blown away?
Like, right?
P. Diddy, are you really blown away, or are you just being nosy? Yeah. You just want to see if he gets taken down. Yeah. Do you really care? No.
Yeah.
I mean, if we found a bunch of kids in his house, now that would be news. If all of a sudden we found a basement full of starving children or abused children, then that's news.
We're talking about that.
But if you're going to sit here and talk about a bunch of women who this Me Too crap, you know what I mean?
Profited off of the exploiting themselves.
Yeah, you could have walked away.
Oh, he was powerful, blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, you could have walked away.
You could have walked away. You could have walked away. But you didn't walk away. You know why you didn't walk away?
You're ambitious.
Because you really wanted to be famous.
Yeah, ambition got the best of you.
And you really wanted your ego stroked. And then this is the price you pay, so there's your price.
Beat you down and passed you around. And now you're going to sue him for it. And it's just like, okay, look, I'm saying I don't like that either. But the truth is that I'm not going to be around a bunch of men or women that treat me like a dog. And then give me $50 million. No, I have character.
Yeah, I don't have a price.
I won't even do it for you all. I'm not going to just say whatever you guys want to hear so I can get a million subscribers. Right? That's just not a thing for me. Yeah. So I think like people need to really, when they say look over here, look over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. If you're interested in this story with him, then I would say please look deeper into just him being in jail. Yeah. I mean, it is interesting because he's Puff Daddy, in jail. I get it. I'm not interested, but I get it. But yeah, there's more going on.
How long is this going to be dragged out while they get things settled?
They want something else.
They're going to make this. He's on suicide watch now.
He's a small fish.
Remember when Jussie Smollett? I'm not suicidal. It's just, what was that about?
See
that whole thing.
What was that?
How did he just get out of jail?
Isn't he in jail then?
Did he go back? I don't even know. The guy
I heard he got in trouble.
He lied. He goes to jail. Then he gets bailed out of jail.
Wasted the city of Chicago's money. They're their resources to investigate that lie. But whatever.
So I trust no celebrities, even the Republican ones, by the way.
I know.
I'm always on guard when it comes to celebrities because I think that they're used as performative. They're like a performative distraction for us. But that's all I have to say about that. Let's see. Got a Puff Daddy video. You guys got a Puff Daddy video.
See, there you go. There's our thoughts on.
You may or may not like what we said, by the way.
Diddy, I know.
It may not be the video you wanted to hear. You probably wanted to hear, oh, did you hear the tea? No. I could care less about Puff Daddy unless he really gets taken down for the truth. Otherwise, this other stuff is just sideshow Bob. Yeah. And this is what we're going to get for the next year, like we did with Bill Cosby. And he got out too.
This is right on time too.
This is Jussie Smollett, Bill Cosby got out.
This big distraction is right on time, right before the election is happening. I don't know. Let's know what you guys think. And we would like to hear your thoughts on it. All right.